Hey friends, I've been out of it for a while, laid up on steroids and painkillers for the past week or two. I got this email question though a couple days ago. I thought I wanted to reply with a video because I can it's a short, easy answer I can give and I can sort of ease myself back into this. And also because I get this kind of question so goddamn often. Just out of the blue, I get this kind of email every few weeks. So here's what he wrote. I'm a 16-year-old science-loving young man. My name is Grigor. I would like to ask you a question. This is something I've heard from people around me, and especially from the general public, and I wonder if it is true. Do bones and flesh exist at the same time? This is my question, and I'd be very happy if you could explain it to me in a basic embryological way. Okay. A little background about why I'm frequently asked this stupid question. Many years ago, I was confronted by some Muslim fanatics on a street corner in Dublin, and they thought they'd dazzle me with their amazing insight from the Koran that would prove the truth of their religion. And they recited this at me. This is from the Koran. We created man from an essence of clay, and we placed him as a drop of fluid in a safe place. Then we made that drop of fluid into a clinging form, and then we made that form into a lump of flesh, and we made that lump into bones, and we clothed those bones with flesh, and later we made them into other forms. That's the sum total of the developmental biology in the Koran. That's it, just that. The key point they tried to make was that Muhammad accurately and precisely summarized embryonic development with those words. We made that lump into bones, and we clothed those bones with flesh. But no, just no. It's a vague description of a process, not very precise at all, and as a sequence, it's incorrect. I said so. It was recorded on video, and ever since I've been getting these incredulous, nonsensical requests that I explain myself further. It's mildly infuriating. All you have to do is Google bone and muscle development, and you can see that simplistic Islamic description is inadequate. There is no sequential development of bones than flesh. Everything happens in parallel. Gastrulation produces a mesodermal tissue called generally undifferentiated, largely made up of mesenchyme, a collection of loose migrating cells in a slimy matrix. This isn't bone. It isn't muscle. These cells aggregate into structures called somites, still not muscle or bone, which eventually segregates into tissues called sclerotome, which will form cartilage, myotome, which will form muscle, as well as dermatome, the dermis, and syndotome, tendons. I'm not currently a big fan of tendons. They're not bone or muscle yet. The myotomes will differentiate into skeletal muscle. At the same time, bone will form by condensation in the sclerotome and also in the dermatome. It's all a complex pattern of interacting tissues and progressive branching differentiation. And I'm sorry, but Mohammed wasn't even close. And Grigor, if you're actually interested in science rather than playing games to rationalize your simplistic religious beliefs, you'd open a textbook rather than begging people on the internet to make excuses for you. Yes, bones and flesh exist at the same time. That's a fact. It's that simple. Muhammad was wrong. It's that simple too. Okay. I have no illusions that this will make these people go away, but I had to take a stab at it. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Bones and flesh coexist at the same time in the developing embryo. Big deal. Um, and I'm sorry for my voice, but like I said, I've been on these painkillers and on these steroids for a couple weeks now. I have been off for about 3 days now. Haven't touched one of them. And yet my voice has been turned into this hollow, thin wreck, and I'm hoping it will clear up soon because I start teaching in 2 weeks. I need my teacher voice. Anyway, this has just been practice. We'll talk to y'all later. Don't ask me this question anymore, anyone. The answer is simple and definitive, and it's all laid out in the textbooks. It's clear and plain as day. And if you are asking me this question, I'm just going to assume you're a religious apologist who's continuing to cling to stupid ideas. Okay,